He's mentioned a lot. I wanted to give you an overview of what we'll discuss, kind of talk about Coldwell Banker and the competitive landscape, products and programs, resources, and all of the great stuff. With this series, as Carter mentioned, we're going to be doing a couple of other ones throughout the year, but the goal of them is to really dive into the various aspects of our brand's value proposition, broken down into different segments. Our goal is to equip you with information and resources to help you leverage these offerings, but also help you understand why they might be relevant to you and to your business. So, for example, if we talk about a product, we're going to talk more about, its key features and why you might use it, but we won't necessarily get into those demo pieces. So if something sparks your interest, please feel free to stop me and ask questions. And these are also great opportunities to get really plugged in with your account manager. If you're like, oh, this is a product I really want to have access to, great opportunity to work with them and partner with them to get working on that. So let's talk a little bit about the Coldwell Banker Advantage. Why would agents want to affiliate with Coldwell Banker, and what can you incorporate into your business's value proposition to attract more agents? So, from a brand awareness perspective, consumers that have watched our advertising were 3 times more likely to work with a Coldwell Banker affiliated agent. So, we have a really amazing suite of advertising. We'll be renewing our Thursday Night Football campaign this year. I know next month you'll be hearing from our marketing team exactly more about our advertising strategy, but we've seen some really exceptional results from that. And I think that really helps us stand out from our competition. We also have the most recognized real estate brand logo pretty much in most communities across the world. We're ranked #1 in agent loyalty, so meaning that agents that join us are least likely to change brand affiliation as compared to other brands. And then agents that utilize our technology suite were 3.3 times more productive. So this is our most recent statistic that we pulled from last year's data, really showing that agents that use our technology are becoming more productive. So what a great value then for them to affiliate with us and help them grow their business. The last piece here, I think, is the industry leadership. So, with the settlement, really just the industry leadership that we've shown, I truly think it helps us stand out amongst competitors. And as agents are kind of weary of this new climate, showcasing that Coldwell Banker is at the forefront of all of these changes and providing you with the information, resources to continue to be successful in your business is really helpful. We also do something called the Agent Priorities Report every year. So it's a survey that gets sent out industry wide to various agents and helps us understand what do agents want. So they want top of line resources and experiences, and it helps us decide what are we going to provide to them to help them be successful. So whether that is our brand image to help bolster their brand business, leads, technology tools, we have a lot of great things to enhance the agent's overall experience and their value proposition that they provide to their clients. So when I think about you all, so this is our audience, of course, here, broker owners, managers, and key staff that might be involved in recruiting. Let's talk about some of the products and programs that you can utilize throughout your affiliation. So if it's part of the Moxie Work Suite, so when you onboarded, if you got access to Moxie, you'll have access to a program called Moxie Talent. So this is an automated talent identification tool that can help you as a recruiter or manager identify, recruit, and retain the best agents for your brokerage. Some of the core features you'll see down here is powerful data, because through this program, you're able to identify agents to help you target and reach your brokerage sales goals. So if you need to target agents that are at a certain GCI level or in a certain market, you're able to really filter and tailor down using all of this data we've provided to you to find some great agents to potentially recruit. With that, it has automation features, so it can help you prioritize your recruitment task and to-dos, set reminders, important dates. So really, if you're somebody that's newer to recruiting and needs help setting up, what are the recruiting activities I need to be doing each day, week, and month, Moxie Talent will help you out with those. But also being a recruiting tool, it's a great retention tool because you're now able to look at all of your agents and help them understand, okay, here's where you're at in your business now, where you could go, where you have been, helps you get a better idea of your agent's production and business, and then you can have really great coaching conversations and follow up with them. The last piece is the reporting and insights that it provides. So through this tool, you can get really great information to understand your recruiting efforts. I think this is incredibly important because I know you're all wearing many hats and incredibly busy. So what you want to know is that you're getting a good return on investment for the time you're spending on your recruiting activities. So you can pull those reports, understand, if I'm doing these activities and this is the GCI I've been able to bring in or the number of agents, whatever it might be, it just gives you some really nice insight into your daily actions. But on the other hand, we have Moxie Talent, but then we also offer an in-house product called iProspect. So this is a similar recruiting and retention tool. I am going to share the slide deck with everyone after, and it'll be linked to a document that compares Moxie Talent versus iProspect, because most people, you can use one or the other. You don't necessarily need both, and their features are just a little bit different. So with iProspect, it does use a predictive scoring model, and this is something that they've updated recently to help you identify agents with the high potential of sales growth or high growth opportunities. So it's really cool to find those agents that maybe have a little bit of untapped potential. You can go ahead and get them into your company and then help them reach their growth goals. So it's a really great insight to help you recruit the most potentially successful agents. This program also includes agents with less than 2 years of production. So maybe you're looking for some agents that are newer to the business with strong potential. You can go ahead and bring them into your recruiting pipeline and continue to nurture them as well. With iProspect, it does have targeted search features, so you can quickly identify agents that might meet your business needs. And potentially, if you're in a market that sources multiple MLSs, iProspect has the capability of looking for agents across MLSs that you can identify. So I think that's a really nice, if that's a case for your market, a really great tool. And then if you are a company that has multiple offices, you also have inter-office and team visibility. So maybe you have offices that are closest by and you don't want to be recruiting the same recruit and not knowing what one other person is doing. Everyone is able to access to what other office is doing and where their pipeline is at. Or maybe you're on a team of recruiters, or if you're an owner, you have a manager working on something. Again, just really easy to be able to see those prospect lists. Both tools I think are really great for your recruiting and retention efforts. They're both opt-in products, meaning that there's an enrollment process you have to complete to get access to them. Typically, that's just related to getting your MLS feeds plugged in. So if you don't already have access to these tools and want to learn more about them, great opportunity to talk to Carter or your account manager, and they can help get you plugged in with either of these. So those are kind of our core products. Now let's transition a little bit and talk about some of our programs. Referral rewards, I think if you take anything away from today, I am a huge fan of the referral rewards program. If you are not enrolled, please call your account manager today and ask them for the form. It's an amazing program. The way that it works is basically any of your agents can refer somebody to affiliate with Coldwell Banker. And then we will, as the brand, we will pay that agent that referred them 1% of the other agent's GCI for the entire time they're both with Coldwell Banker. So let's take an example. So I'm Taylor, I'm a Coldwell Banker agent, and I want to recruit Carter, who is a Keller Williams agent, to another Coldwell Banker office. I can fill out a form on desk and say, hi, I'm recommending Carter. And as long as Carter affiliates with any Coldwell Banker, so it doesn't have to be my Coldwell Banker. It can be, if I'm in Tennessee, it can be the one that is in Saratoga Springs, New York. That's completely fine. You can go to any Coldwell Banker. It can be a commercial office, a company owned, anything like that. And then Carter decides to affiliate. And now I, as the referrer, I'm going to get paid 1% of his GCI for the time they were both with Coldwell Banker. And now I say Carter, and maybe I want to refer Katie and Jamie and Becky and anybody else. I can do this as many times as I want. So it's an amazing program to help them build a limited passive income stream. And what an amazing retention tool. These checks are paid out quarterly. So now if I'm Taylor and I'm getting a check for all these agents I referred, why would I want to leave Coldwell Banker? Because now, in addition to my business, I'm building a passive income stream. So kind of the key points of why I use this program, as I mentioned, the passive income, it is unlimited. There's no gimmicks, no profit sharing. I know there's companies that have similar programs. Ours truly is just very straightforward. You refer the agent, you get paid on it, and it's not coming out of the agent's dollar. It's not coming out of your company's dollar. This is Coldwell Banker Corporate that is paying out these checks every quarter. So win-win situation. I really, really tout this program. We have some great assets that allow you to promote the program. So on desk, under the My Business section on the left-hand side, you'll have a tab that says Referral Rewards once you are enrolled in the program. So key point, you've got to enroll, and then you'll get access to all of these resources. There's sales meeting slides for you to promote. There's these great flyers you can print out and have them posted all around your office. There's also an income projection calendar. So maybe you want to sit down with an agent and show, if you recruit this agent and this is what you potentially think they're going to earn in commission each year, you can show them how much money they could potentially earn over their time with you. So a really great way to show people why they might want to use it, get them involved. We also created a referral rewards marketing assets lookbook. So in this slide deck here, it's linked. You can go in this lookbook and it'll show you everything you can post on social media to promote the program for a recruiting perspective. It's all linked. So whether it's in Marketing Center, Moxie, things like that, all available for you in this little guidebook. So make sure you get access to this, but really nice, just easy ways to show you how to promote the program. Just a couple of key points that I noticed newer companies maybe not understand with the program. When you do refer an agent, really the only caveat is they cannot have been affiliated with Coldwell Banker or another Anywhere office in the past 6 months. So they can't have been a Sotheby's, ERA, Better Homes and Gardens. Who else am I missing? Coldwell Banker, all the Anywhere brands. It's on the flyer, but basically they can't have been affiliated with any of them over the past 6 months. So that's really the only caveat. And then you want to make sure you're filling out the form that you're referring this person before you put them in Dash. So I know we emphasize like make sure you put your agents in Dash, but once they're in Dash, then that to us shows that they're an affiliated agent and then they're ineligible for the program. So just make sure you filled out this form and then you can go ahead and put them in Dash once they've affiliated with you. Just fill out the form first. So very, very important steps with those. Those are probably the main things to remember. But really, again, highly recommend this. Great way for your agents to earn some extra income. Any questions about the referral rewards program? Okay,
I don't see any in the chat.
Awesome. We'll keep rolling. So while referral rewards is one incentive option and it's really directed at your agents, we do also offer something at the broker owner level, and that's our 2024 recruitment program. It can provide funding for you to recruit high producing agents and teams. So if you're going to recruit somebody that has a, $250,000 GCI each year, something significant, what we're able to do is provide you some funding so that you can incentivize them to want to join your brokerage. There may be some costs associated with that. So it's an additional option outside of referral rewards for you to receive an incentive from the brand. What I will know is that you cannot use referral rewards and this program on the same agent. So you have to choose one or the other. I always recommend just staying in close contact with your franchise sales director if you're not sure which program might, be the best for you. Just this recruitment program specifically is handled by the franchise sales team. If you don't know who your franchise sales director is, Carter can definitely get you in touch with them. But it's a good way for you to know if you need funding at the broker level to help kind of, incentivize these agents to join you. This is a great option. The flyer is linked in here, but here are just some key points. As far as who qualifies, it's brokers who are under contract with us through April of next year at minimum, and you have to be in compliance with your franchise agreement. For the agents and teams they were able to recruit, they cannot have been associated with an Anywhere brand in the past 3 months, so a little bit shorter of a requirement than referral rewards. And then they need to have a minimum of $100,000 in GCI over the last 12 months. So again, this is an incentive program to bring in more high producing individuals or teams. And as I mentioned, they can't have been submitted for funding under another program such as referral rewards. The benefit for you is you're going to get a payout of 12 months of royalties on that recruited individual or team's GCI. There's some information here about maximum payments and when the payments will be sent and all of that good stuff. But essentially another option if you're trying to produce or bring in somebody that's more high recruiting for you as the broker to get some incentive for that. Any questions about this program?
I don't see any questions, but Taylor, I do just want to kind of double down on what you mentioned. So if any of you on the call are working on either an agent team or an agent that are, a power player in your market, they're a high producer, you're going to want to make sure that you're plugged in with your franchise growth and development director, your franchise sales rep, to see if they would qualify to get you into this, because this is additional money, additional income for somebody that you might be recruiting anyway. So great program.
Absolutely.
Definitely get plugged in if you're not already.
Absolutely. I always say take advantage of these programs if you can. I mean, you're not having to pay this money back. It is truly the brand incentivizing you for bringing really great producers into your business. So absolutely leverage and, stay on top of these programs. So let's talk through some of our recruiting resources that we have available to you. So the Coldwell Banker Way is our national recruiting campaign, and it offers a collection of fully customizable resources that helps you share your value proposition with potential prospects. So of course we have the fully Coldwell Banker branded one. But what I love about all of this is that you can take these really high quality and professional print and digital assets and customize them to your company level. So you can add your logo, your contact information. Maybe there are additional products or resources that you offer agents. You can incorporate all of that into your version of the Coldwell Banker Way. So it helps you really easily leverage our value proposition. Campaign elements can be found all across our product suite. So whether that's creating a drip campaign in the Moxie Engage CRM or a custom video that's part of the CB Way campaign, tons of Marketing Center content through social media. So really great stuff that you've available. I'll show you some of the key places of where you can find this, but one of the main places on Coldwell Banker Desk, the very top one I recommend you taking a look at is the activation guide, because that says, here's our whole Coldwell Banker Way campaign and how you can activate it on your local level. It gives you step-by-step instructions, checklists, makes it extremely simple for you to leverage the campaign. We also have the core brochure. So this is the cover picture of the brochure here. It's really nice and well put together, so you can see the national brand one there. You can see the recruiting presentation. So what I also recommend, in addition to the brochure, is that you either use our presentation or customize your own. And when you bring in a recruit, what a great way to show them this beautiful presentation as a part of your recruiting meeting. We also have a platform of value flyer. This flyer is just a couple of pages, and it showcases the value of joining Coldwell Banker. So it shows them what a CRM might cost or marketing materials might cost if they weren't affiliated with us versus if they were affiliated with us. So great way when you're working with agents to show them, here's what your commission split might be or what you might be paying in royalties, but here's everything you're getting for that and what it might cost you somewhere else. So really great way when you're trying to talk dollars with agents, definitely leverage this flyer. And then lastly, there's a social media guide. So just really walks you through, what images to post, what captions to use, makes it super simple. What I have linked here for you is on this slideshow is everywhere you can find the Coldwell Banker Way recruiting presentation. So whether you're using Moxie or Marketing Center, Desk, or you want print-in materials through Express Docs, there's directions here on the slide of where to find them, and they're all linked here for you. So when you get the slide deck, it should be pretty easy for you to find it no matter what product or tool you decide to use. We also have our national recruiting website. So this is our career site, and it showcases all the ways that we support agents in their business. And it's also where we deliver recruiting leads to you all in your affiliate network. So let's say, I'm an agent in Nashville and I'm interested in affiliating with Coldwell Banker. If I go on our website and reviewing something and I submit my information, then we will direct that lead to whoever the closest affiliate is. So a really nice way for you to get additional recruiting leads. The only way you're going to get these, though, which I can't stress this enough, is that you need to have a recruiting email plugged into Dash. You need that for each one of your individual offices. So just make sure, go in and check Dash, make sure you have a recruiting email plugged in there. You're also going to need that for the referral rewards program, because anytime you submit that referral, the recruiter needs to receive an email with just kind of confirmation and approval steps. So just make sure you have that recruiting email plugged in. You likely did that during your onboarding, but if you have questions about whether you have that in place for your office or not, definitely ask your account manager and they can check that for you, or maybe use something you need to have updated. Sometimes I notice folks may put in just sample email before they've affiliated. Maybe now you have a different email address or something like that. Just make sure it is your current and most accurate email address. And Carter, did you have something you wanted to add?
No, spot on.
Okay, awesome. Next up is our Agent VIP experience. So this is a virtual recruiting program that we offer monthly at the brand level. It's a really nice 30-minute informational session that our brand leadership team leads, and it helps maybe your potential recruits learn more about the Coldwell Banker brand and confidence. So they don't have to share their name or anything like that, but we have a really great flyer on desk in the recruiting section, or you can just search Agent VIP. Also have it linked here with an invitation you can send to someone and say, hey, I would love for you to join this VIP session for you to learn more about Coldwell Banker. A nice way to add something into your recruiting efforts just to showcase that brand support and all of the really wonderful things that we provide as a part of affiliating with us. But all that to be said, while recruiting is super important, all of those activities are, it's also really important to make sure that any agents you're bringing in have a great onboarding experience to ultimately lead to strong retention. So I'm sure Carter's walked with you at some point our onboarding section on CB Desk. And below that, there's a sub tab that says agent onboarding. So you as broker owners, managers will have access to the agent onboarding pieces that you can then share with your agents and incorporate into your onboarding plan. So we have a full onboarding guide available. We have a toolkit for you as leaders and managers. So if you're not sure how do I even get started? Now I brought this agent. I don't know what to do with them, what steps I need to take. There's a full checklist guide to make it really simple for you. So I absolutely recommend when you think about it as a 360 view of recruiting and retention. This is a really nice piece to incorporate into your efforts. And again, this can all be kind of customized and taken down to your local level. Learning and coaching. There's really, really, really good stuff in here. There's a lot to learn when you join with us, right? So as you start to get more, comfortable and situated with the brand, these are some nice courses I recommend taking a look into. So these are all linked for you, but we have a full recruiting pathway called the Recruiting Pathway to Success. So it's really looking for somebody who wants to either hone their recruiting skills or take them to the next level with the multi-week course. You want some accountability. There's pretty much something for everyone within this pathway, but it just outlines all the learning opportunities, whether that's live courses or self-paced, that we would recommend for somebody who wants to dive deeper into this topic. We also offer quite a few live courses to help with your recruiting efforts, whether that's, how do I identify recruits? How do I create my value proposition? So that really brings in the Coldwell Banker Way campaign. It helps you understand, how do I recruit and retain agents? How do I create my story? As you join Coldwell Banker, that value proposition may have shifted a little bit. So you want to be able to really articulate that in whatever your elevator pitch or longer presentation is. So that's a great course I'd recommend. Metrics that Attract is good if you want to think about, how do I quantify all the tools, training, and support that I'm offering that helps you put it into more of a quantitative space so you can talk to things in more of a metrics way, which works better for some people. Recruit to Thrive is also a several week course. So, when you think about recruiting, it's one of the most important things for helping you grow your business. So this is a multi-week course to help you learn how to increase your office's profitability and kind of the secrets of, how do I, attract the best talent? How do I reach my goals? What should my goals be? Pretty much encompasses anything and everything you might need to know. Pretty interactive. Love all of these courses. They're offered kind of sporadically. Some are more once a month, some are a couple of times a month. So I always just recommend checking out the CBU course calendar. You can search recruiting and all of the current offerings will pop up there for you. We also have something called the Recruiter Solution. So maybe you're looking for something a little bit more of a snippet, smaller. If you go into Desk under the recruiting section, there's again a subtab called the Recruiter Solution, and it is a vast collection of resources for you. There's coaching available, there's scripts, interviews, competitor intel, really short snippet videos. So lots of good stuff available there for you if you just want to say, I need a script to talk to a new to the business agent. Here you go. Or I want to know more about recruiting against a CAP model or something like that. Really nice, just competitor intel and information for you in that section. Also, if you have not heard of Peter J. Sobek's team, he is our Executive Vice President for Growth at the Anywhere level. He is an amazing speaker. If you're ever at a live event with us or get an opportunity to, attend one of his classes, he is incredible, and so is the rest of his team. And they offer a full suite of recruiting and retention courses. So the next couple of slides, I'm going to show you just some of their menu of what their current offerings are. Typically, the way to get engaged with these are just to stay in close contact with your account manager. The offerings kind of change based on business need or what you might need. So if you're saying, hey, I want to know more about my recruiting strategy, I need to focus on that. I haven't really done it before. I need help getting ramped up. Or I want to learn more about how to leverage the referral rewards program, or how to, what are some of the best practices for me? We'll just talk more about what your goals are, what you might need, and then we can get you plugged into some coaching offerings. I mean, what a huge value offered by the brand. This is at no additional cost. As we know, coaching can be incredibly expensive. And everyone on his team are very experienced recruiters, very experienced coaches, have been doing this for a long time. They're an amazing resource. So I highly recommend, when you're ready to dedicate some time to engage with them, I highly recommend it. This again is another example of the menu. So when you get the deck, you can kind of look through this and say, oh yeah, this is something that I think would be really helpful for me and for my business. Here's an example of just a larger class they've offered. So while they do a one-on-one coaching, they also offer a lot of training and coaching series throughout the year. Again, your account manager is going to be the one that typically shares the information about what some of the current classes are. But this is an example back from earlier this year where Lindsay did a 12-week learning series. So they met once a week, and it was dedicated to building your skills and techniques to help grow your company through attracting the best talent in your marketplace. So she helped with, creating a business plan for recruiting, how to track your numbers, how do you handle objections, how to recruit different types of agents, how to do great follow-up, how to close the deal. So really good stuff, and also a great way to build some connections with others across the Coldwell Banker network who might be in your course. So definitely stay apprised of these opportunities. I think they're really effective. And if you're not somebody that just wants to sit and listen to a learning class, but you actually want to get engaged, do some actions, have some accountability and follow up, the coaching series are going to be right for you. Lastly, something that's newer and I really am excited about is our recruiting spotlight email. So Colleen Norris, who is our Senior Director of Growth and Implementation, is now sending out a monthly email dedicated specifically to recruiting and growth information. So in this email, provide actionable insights, advice from peers, innovative strategies, and a lot more to help you and enhance your recruiting activities and keep retention at the top of your mind. She just started this last month, so it's going to be sent to individuals that are listed as a recruiter in Dash. So there's lots of different roles you can set, but if you're somebody that has the recruiter flag, you will get this email. If you don't get it and you would like to receive it, or you want someone in your office to get it, you can email Colleen to have her email here, and we'll again get this deck to you so you'll have it for reference. But if you want to be added, she'd love to have more people receive it, so you'll be able to get that email if you just reach out to her. And then with that, she's also hosting something called the Recruiter's Corner. And this is going to be hosted on different recruiting and growth topics. Colleen's going to send invites to those sessions to people exclusively on her email distribution list. For example, last month we talked about the referral rewards program, how to leverage it, and then had some people from the network come in and talk about how they've used it in the office, how they've promoted it with their agents and gotten people involved. So all kinds of cool different sessions going on. I would highly recommend if you take away a couple of action steps from today, really good information to receive from her. She also sends out, I'll put some information in the chat, but she also sends out a monthly product update. So if you're interested more in like our product suite, what's the latest and greatest, how can you implement some things into your office, that's another great newsletter to get from her. So I know I went through a lot and it was really high level, but what questions do you have or can I answer for you before I share just some action items for you?
I don't see anything in the chat,
Okay.
Taylor, but so much awesome info. Edgar, I see you took yourself off mute. Do you have a question?
Yes, good morning. Sorry, what's the name of the program for the that's recommended for like the heavy hitters? The one that that you said that's 100 GCI.
Yes, it's called the 2024 Recruiting Incentive Program. I actually have the flyer up right now. Let me put into the chat for you.
Okay.
Yep, I just put that to the chat. So that is the information about the recruiting program where they need to have a minimum of 100,000 in GCI over the past 12 months. great person to reach out to would be your franchise sales director, and they can give you more information about the program and help you figure out if that particular agent you're recruiting qualifies. Great question.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I think Anita had a question. Oh,
And
go
Edgar,
ahead.
you and I, if you're unclear on who your franchise sales rep is, just connect with me offline and we'll get you plugged in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Absolutely. Anita, I think you had a question.
Yeah, this is George, her husband.
Hi.
But
Hi, George.
one of the questions I had is, how do we hold events, or is there any kind of strategy that's worked? Getting in front of other, agents that are already in the market that we're in. We had a out to the baseball game, and it wasn't very well attended. Our MOR should have let spouses and kids come some way, but the ones that were there, I had a chance to talk to, I think, 3 different agents, give the card, but how how do we have events that potentially could lead to recruitment?
That's a good question. So I myself am not a recruiter. However, this is something where I'd say it could be a good coaching opportunity for you to get you with the team that actually is boots on the ground, does recruiting, and might give you some good recommendations and strategies of what they've seen in different markets. I don't know, Carter, if you have
Perfect.
anything to add.
Yeah. And George, great question. I mean, there's no, exact formula for that, but I mean, I'd love to hear from some of the professionals on our call here today. Like, do any of you guys have any things that you've done that have been successful to like regularly get in front of, folks that might be good candidates to become an agent, whether that be like job fairs, at your local universities or anything like that? All right. Well, to Taylor's point, that might be something that would be ideal to get plugged in with our coaches with. We also can work with Tracy as well, George, to get a sense from what some of the other folks in your kind of region are doing and might be doing successfully to accomplish what you're looking to accomplish.
I think that's going to be really good, Carter, because all the suite of products are great, but then how do you get a chance to present them? And I've seen one competitor, he's sending out things through the MOR, kind of educational things, and you can ask us about these details. But I've thought of like hosting events at our football games, and like
Sure.
invite people to some sort of a event, because once you know that they're interested in the brand, then you can go somewhere. But if you don't have access to them, who is interested is key.
Actually,
Sure.
so I thought of while we were talking, 2 more recommendations for you. One is leverage the power of our network. I would say maybe post on our global network Facebook page. If you're not in that group, people all the time say, hey, what are you doing for this particular thing that's been successful for you? So a great way of questioning, what events work, right? That might give you some good recommendations and ideas and spark some chat. Other one is if you have one in your local market you could possibly attend, synergy meetings are a really great opportunity to get with others in your market and kind of come up with best practices and ideas. So I think those are 2 things I might also recommend for you.
And George, and those are brand driven things that would get you kind of plugged in with other leaders of companies like you. Some of the things that I've seen over the years that might help you get in front of some agents or potentially new agents. And every state's different, so you'd have to see what legally you can and can't do. But I know there's been some affiliates over the years that they might host either like continuing ed or like licensing courses to get folks ready for whatever the licensing exam might be. That's one way to, stay readily in front of those that are considering, joining the real estate industry. Again, every state's different, so you'd have to see what that looks like for you guys. But I know that's one thing that some of our affiliates have done over the years, but also like some of those social media pieces. That's a great way to get in front of folks before you even actually get in front of them. So keep that in mind too. Some of those pieces that Taylor referenced are easily customizable and able to be plugged into your social media outlets.
Yep. I've also seen some companies just really leverage the referral rewards program as a way to have their current agents recruit for them. How helpful it is for you to have a warm lead of an agent that maybe worked on a transaction with other agents, say, gosh, Carter was really great as a listing agent on this property. Another way for them to recommend some people for you to get in front of. So definitely promote referral rewards within your office, and that can help give you some more potential prospects as well. Any other questions or thoughts? Is there anything somebody's maybe utilized that we talked about today in their office that they have found helpful? Okay, then let's talk a little bit about some action steps. So, we've talked a lot about today. What are some of the couple of things you can do to leverage what we've talked about? First one I highly recommend is customizing our Coldwell Banker Way recruiting presentation to utilize in your recruiting efforts. So just go ahead and get that prepped and ready. That way, when you go to have those conversations, you're really easily able to walk through your value proposition. I know I talked about referral rewards a lot, but definitely talk about it in your upcoming office meeting in the referral rewards section and desk. That's where you can find the sales meeting slides that are already prepared. You can talk about that program. Sign up for our recruiting spotlight email. So if you want to continue to get more information and reminders and access to those events, make sure you're on that distribution list. And then lastly, choose a recruiting focused course on CBU. Look through that menu I shared, find one that might stand out to you or be helpful for you, and get plugged into some learning opportunities that way. Again, I can't double down on enough. Stay in close contact with your account manager. If you have specific goals, like they can help you reach those. Maybe that's connecting someone else in the network that has a similar business model to you, and you guys can talk best practices together, or helping you get plugged in with a product and program. There are a lot of ways they can help you with your growth efforts, in addition to the franchise sales team and Carter and really anybody else as well. George, I think you had another one.
Just to clarify, Carter, you're the account executive, marketing. It'd be you, not Jared, that we'd reach to, or who do we reach out to collaborate on this issue?
Yeah, so that'd be Tracy. So
Okay.
and you can certainly, anybody on this call can feel free to reach out to me about any of the topics that we just touched on, but you have an account manager, each and every one of you, who's your first point of contact. If you're unsure of who that is, you can also reach out to me to let you know who that is, but that's going to be the individual that, like, anytime you're really looking for implementation, engagement, whether you're new or 10 years into your agreement, that's who you'll contact. For you guys, that'd be Tracy.
Thank you. And I reached out to her, and she's been great. I've just been so busy that I haven't been able to get back to her, but that's my goal this week, is to talk to her and start putting in some concrete steps to move forward.
I love it. I love it. You guys are doing everything right. Keep it up. And
We are recruiting, we're getting
Awesome.
new, but we'd like to, put it on steroids if we could.
Yes, we all would. And hopefully some of these things that Taylor
Yeah.
just went through will be able to help you guys do that. So if Taylor didn't have enough great next steps, as it were, I had a couple others just in closing out. If you do have an agent that you're working on, that monthly agent VIP that she touched on is such an easy kind of arm's length way of letting them hear about the power of Coldwell Banker in like a 30-minute overview. It can be anonymous. It doesn't have to be, but you can send them an invite through Desk as well, to that call. And it's a great way for them to hear about the power of CB at a high level. Also, that recruiting email that Taylor referenced earlier is so important. Whoever's in Dash for your companies, maybe go back through, double check. A lot of you that are brand new, we probably did go through this, made sure it looked right. But sometimes if you weren't sure who the recruiting email should or would be initially, you put in, just a standalone one that might be more generic. So you want to make sure that any recruiting specific emails that would need to be received are getting received by the right person. So go in there, double check that, and then continue joining our new company group sessions and having your agents as well, because we try to highlight relevant things that'll be important to those that are newer to CB. And the next one up will be August 15th at 1 p.m. and we'll be joined by our director of agent marketing, Stephen Dangerfield, who, if you haven't heard from him before, he's awesome, and really puts the great work that our marketing team's doing into a nice lens in how you can leverage it locally. So lots of good stuff coming. Thank you for joining us today. And if there's no additional questions, you all enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend at the end of the week. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Taylor.